Hey everyone, welcome to the third episode of MSHL Weekly, the official, unofficial, semi-official MSHL podcast. I'm Navi, your league coordinator, and today we have a special guest. His name is Antsy-HZ, and you may know him from the lower league of Hockey Zone, MSHL. He is captaining currently the playoff team known as Yard Sale. Antsy, how are you doing?
Fine.
For those of you who don't know, Antsy is also he also commentates games sometimes, matches. People know him because of that. His intros are famous also. I would say they're famous, right?
Famous, infamous, depending who you ask.
Okay. So yeah, man, what do you think so far about the playoff series? Like, what's going on with Yard Sale? What happened last game?
A lot happened last game. Well, first of all, the main thing with Yard Sale is apparently old Shia just got wished into the cornfield.
Yeah.
And that's kind of thrown off everything that we're doing, because usually I play Warbird for Yard Sale, but I've had to play goalie the last few games. And going into the last game, we didn't have Shiat. We also didn't have our starting defense. And a few hours before the game, I was just out for a walk in the neighborhood. There was some neighborhood kids. I'm bad at judging age. They were between the age of like 4 and 50. And they were just like playing baseball. Like, they were using what clearly weren't real bats, but they had an actual baseball. And as I was walking by, one of them hits the ball and it ends up coming near me. I don't realize it's coming to me until it's like 6 feet away from me.
Oh, man.
So I try catching this with my bare hand, and instead I just wind up like bruising the part of my hand, like, you know where the index and the middle finger meet with the palm?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's where the ball hits.
Ow.
And it's nowhere near as bad now, but for like 2-3 days I was really feeling it.
So is that why you mentioned that you may be playing with one hand during that one game? Is that what happened? You were playing with one hand?
Well, I was still playing with two hands, but the hand that got hit with the baseball, it was my right hand. So, like, anytime I tried using the arrow keys, it would really start to hurt.
Damn. Okay. Well, that explains a lot, actually.
I was trying to tough it out, but eventually I had to tell Gold, I mean, you got to do this, man. I can't anymore.
Yeah, no. I mean, after, like, the first 4 goals, I would have been like, hey, somebody else needs to be behind the net, because I'm in pain. Like, I would have just been like, no, man, I can't do this. Well, how's your hand now?
It should be fine. Like, I played in the Lizard Strickers game that happened yesterday. I mean, there's like a little soreness, but I don't think it's really affecting my play anymore.
Okay. So you think you should be fine for the next Yard Sale game?
Well, considering that it just got postponed, yes.
Yeah, that's what I was about to bring that up. Yeah. So how did you find Hockey Zone, like, at the beginning? How did you actually discover Subspace?
Well, I discovered Subspace through my brother.
Really?
He was playing the game during the pre-release beta phase, and then I started playing it too. But it was in like Alpha Zone, Chaos Zone, that kind of stuff. And one time later on, this was like after the whole like Doomsday, like the game's going away, no wait, it's been rebuilt again and we can play it again. Dramatics that happened in like the late 90s, early 2000s. I just started looking for new servers, and I wound up with there were 3 servers that I wound up trying out. One was called Space Duck Battle. There was Star Warzone, and then there was Hockey Zone. And I started hopping into Hockey Zone and trying that out around the time Season 4 was going on. And then I started playing around with this guy. I think his alias at the time was Etruscan. It was Buckcat, basically.
Oh, okay.
And then he wound up recruiting me to icing as a goalie. And then my first RSHL game, I was playing goalie for icing, this new team, against power play. And it went terribly. I think I let in 5 goals before the period was over.
Oh, man. And this was like a regular season thing?
Yes.
It wasn't
yes, it was.
Preseason. Okay.
No.
Oh, man. Okay. So that was your first interaction with Hockey Zone?
Yeah, it was. It was like icing and protection, both vying for who isn't the worst team.
Let's move on from MSHL a little bit. Let's talk about the draft. So you're not on the official HZ Discord, right? So you weren't aware the draft was happening that night?
I didn't know it was happening until you messaged me.
Yeah.
Which was... How late in the draft did that happen?
It was probably 30 or 40 minutes into the draft.
Who's my captain again?
I don't know, actually. Who is your captain?
Oh, it's Nameless King.
Okay. So you're on a pretty stacked team, I would say. So Nameless King went for Linux as his first co-captain pick.
That's a bold move. He had a pretty good standout debut season in MSHL.
Yeah.
And we'll see if that can translate to another league outside of MSHL.
I feel like he made the smart moves. Like his picks were top tier. Like he got Vigilante, he got Linux, he got a bunch of other stars in Hockey Zone that you could tell he's going for wins.
Oh shit! Man. Yeah, I'm looking at the roster for it now. We have 5 people who could play Warbird.
Yeah, you're on the bench, man. I'm just kidding.
That's actually one thing I liked about MSHL was I finally had the chance to do that. Because for the longest time, with RSHL or off-season leagues, I'd always end up on a team where there was always at least one person who was the Warbird. And it was their role, and even if they didn't show up, someone else inevitably would get that spot.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice to be able to have a season where I could just unleash with that.
And I think you did pretty decently. If Old Chiat had not left, if you didn't get forced into goalie, I think you would have been a solid Warbird in the playoffs. It's just sad that how that played out. I don't really know Old Chiat's situation, to be honest, but I hope he's doing okay.
I don't know either.
Yeah. I mean,
technically, I'm the captain. I could just say gold, get in net, but I don't want to do that.
True. Speaking of MSHL, so what are your thoughts? What are your feelings about being banned? Are you banned from MSHL? You're banned.
I don't know.
Wait, what was your rating in
what are the terms for being banned from the next MSHL season?
So you either have to be a VP3, a VP2, or one of the RSHL people right now that are playing in RSHL.
I think ultimately, if it gets more people, more ice time, then it's a net positive.
So you're...
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I supposed to talk more? Or
I kind of built up this question, and I was like, oh, he's going to give me his thoughts. he's gonna go
And then I
into
just stick a pin right in it and deflate everything.
By the way, this is the first time that we actually have a guest on the podcast. So my bad if like I'm not really experienced with, like, first of all, I'm not really experienced with doing podcasts. But second of all, when having a guest or somebody who's talking, I don't really know. Like, it's hard for me to just know when to butt in and say something. I think you're gonna say more, if that makes sense. But
Okay. Would it help if I gave a sound cue for
no,
when I'm done talking?
no, don't do that.
Are you sure? I have plenty of sound cues I could give you. Like, there's this one. There's this one.
Oh my god. Okay, so question: why do you have so many sound effects? Like, why do you have a sound effect board?
It's for my Twitch stream.
Oh, okay.
A lot of these are redeems or things I'll just play if certain things happen on stream.
Got it. Okay, makes sense. If you had to make a decision between MSHL, like being participant in one league or the other, would you stay in RSHL or would you go down to MSHL?
That's kind of a loaded question because I've done one season of MSHL versus dozens of seasons of RSHL. I really don't know at this point.
Does it matter that you get more ice time on one league than the other, or does that not even factor into your choice? Like, what do you care about the most?
It's a factor. Like, anytime I join a team, I'm considering, like, who's on it. Like, are there any people on there that I wouldn't get along with? Which usually the answer is no. Like, back in the day, between, like, when I started around season 5, going through, like, season 15, 16, 17, 18, I might have had a few people that I would just look at and go, no, never. But
okay.
That's not really the case anymore.
I think I was the same way when I used to play back in the day, 2007, 2006. But nowadays, like, I don't really care, honestly, who I play with. I mean, that's part of the reason I joined the draft league, is because I want to play with people that I haven't really played with before. And that's the whole appeal to me, at least. So you are drafted now, and you're not on the main Discord. Like, has your captain reached out to you in any way at all?
Yes. There's another Discord that all the players have been invited to.
So, no, like, that's awesome. That's great. I know a lot of people in the main Discord are currently setting up their roster Discords or just creating a new channel on the main Discord. I think Boogie tried to get VIOP and Dave to join his Discord, and they just flipped him off.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Everyone else is playing game, though, so...
Actually, I will say, I did go back and watch the VOD of the draft.
Oh, you did?
And I did see the moment where Violence jumped into the Discord call.
Yeah.
He was like, who drafted me?
He's like, are you serious?
Shitting me?
He's like, I can't believe it. Boogeyman drafted me. And, like, to be fair, I mean, I wouldn't expect that. If I was VIOP, I would not expect that, right? Like,
of course, yeah.
Somebody that I've, like, constantly been talking shit about or, like, dislike openly drafting me or picking me in the draft. Like, no. But, I mean, hey, that's the spirit of Draft League. That's why it exists, right? Like, give it a chance, I would say. Anyway, well, yeah, that's awesome, and hopefully you get ice time in the Draft League. And honestly, Yard Sale has a good chance of defeating Zamboni Zombies.
I hope so too, but I could still shit the bed.
So we have 3 active leagues. 3 leagues in Hockey Zone now. We have the RSHL, the MSHL, and the Draft League.
And they'll all be going at the same time.
Who would have thought that in 2025, right, with a diminished population, right, with a lack of activity in the zone, we would have 3 concurrent leagues?
I would have thought it was possible, but I thought that one of those leagues would be something that involves smaller rosters, fewer people playing at the same time. Like 2v2, mini, something like that.
Antsy, is there anything you would like our listeners to know about you or about your team, about Hockey Zone? Anything?
I guess I could end with a hot take.
Sure, go ahead.
The Spider is an overrated defensive ship.
Oh. So what kind of ship would you put in its place for defense?
Probably something more traditional. Levy might be a bit too slow. And again, that's another ship that people just started using for, like, basically bulldozing their way to the net. But I'd say more like Javelin.
Oh, that's interesting.
You have a bit more flexibility in terms of you fire 2 bullets instead of 1, so you're less likely to whiff on checks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got better, like, shot power. So if you're looking for long/effective outlet passes, that would be a better option.
That reminds me, I wanted to ask you a question about the ship settings for this season. Are you like 100% on board with all the ship settings, how they are right now? Like, do you like the way that the ships work?
I couldn't tell you the first thing about the ship settings.
Oh, okay.
Where do I go to even see those? I'm not sure.
I don't think there is a place to see them, right? Like a list? I don't know. Maybe there is, but
I remember at some point there were things posted on the forum about, like, this ship got this much of a speed reduction, or this thing rotates faster, or whatever, but I don't remember seeing anything that just lays everything bare about how the ships operate.
I remember watching a video on one of our old Subspace Hockey Zone YouTube channels from like season 25, 27, something like that. And like you could totally see that like everyone has like huge procs boxes around their ship. And like it was lagging a lot where like the puck would phase, but then somebody would catch it like a second later. It was horrible. Like, I'm really glad that the procs was reduced and like you actually have to like aim where you're passing now or else you won't hit that pass. Because in one of those videos that I was watching, like some of the passes were like way off and the ships would still catch them. So, yeah.
Well, that's because of a couple of factors. One of them being just internet connections at the time.
True.
And another thing is just the game's been around to a certain point now that a lot of people became more specialized at it and can make more accurate passes, so you don't need all that procs.
Also, the Shark and the Lank used to be a lot more different in terms.
I used to like how the Shark used to operate. Just like being able to suddenly dive from one end of the crease to the other.
The Lank used to have like the bigger procs out of the 2 ships, or the 2 goalies, right?
Yeah, it was like you can mash one of the, like, I think it's F1 to get to the ship descriptions, and I think it'll say it's like the positional goalie, where it's really slow, doesn't accelerate particularly fast, but it has the much bigger procs.
And something changed, or someone changed it, where now they have the exact same procs, they have the exact same movement. It's just that one of them can throw the puck farther or faster than the other, and that's about it. What games do you play nowadays, Antsy, outside of Hockey Zone? Do you play anything?
Oh, tons of games.
Single player or multiplayer?
Yes.
Both. Got it. What's your favorite one that you've played?
Ever?
Yeah.
Well, my all-time favorite game is Secret of Mana for the Super Nintendo.
Oh, I love that game. It's pretty good. Did you play the Seiken Densetsu 3 game?
Yes, I did. I played a fan translation of that. In some ways, I think got more things right than the official translation. I'm also currently playing kind of on and off Monster Hunter Wilds that came out in February. There's a game I'm playing now called Crit Master that came out, I think, last year. I played Visions of Mana, which I think also came out last year. But I'll play that, and then I'll also play just whatever for... I'm actually looking at my shelf of consoles. I'm actually playing a couple of Dreamcast games right now.
So you actually own the consoles and the games? You don't do emulation?
I try to avoid it when I can.
Okay. All right, Antsy, I think this is good enough for the first podcast with a guest on it. Thank you, everyone who listened to the podcast for this long. If you have any ideas or suggestions of what you want to hear in the podcast, or who you want to hear, like if you want a special guest, let me know on Discord, and I'll make sure to try and get that person on the podcast. So, all right. Well, this was fun. Thank you, Antsy, for being part of this episode. But yeah, we're gonna call it here. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Yeah!